Yo, what is up guys? Mark here. I hope that you're all doing well. And today, I'm going to take you through one of the best races that I had last week with Daily Race C on Gran Turismo 7. And I just have to say, ever since I started playing this game last month, it has been absolutely amazing. Especially Abu Dhabi. I've done over 300 laps on this track, and the fact that they gave us this race as a daily race, I just had so much fun doing it last week, and I just wanted to show you a very good competitive race that I had here, and it was a very good experience just to learn how to control your car, battle, learn how to keep your pace, learn how to preserve tires. It was just the whole shebang in this race, and I just hope that you enjoy me explain this race to you guys, because it was absolutely insane. So let's see how everything goes here, because it's going to get very interesting throughout, as this was a battle between my R8 and two very fast 992 GT3s. And this race, man, started to heat up very quickly as we keep going on. But as we start here, green light. Yeah, we just want to keep our tires in check, because usually on the first lap they're pretty cold, so it's hard to keep your car under control, especially when you try to push hard too early. But yeah, from my experience so far in this game, on lap 1 your tires are very cold, so you really have to be careful as you start and just keep it under control. No need to do anything crazy, just keep it calm, stay behind, keep your position. No need to do anything crazy unless the guy ahead does a mistake, as Frank goes a little bit deep there, but we just didn't think about making a move. We just wanted to stay behind, and it's so easy to do that, especially when the tires are cold. But yeah, onto the main straight. First braking zone is the chicane. One thing you're going to notice in this race is that the 992 has very strong traction, very strong traction. It was very hard to keep on it as we exited the corners, but our R8 actually has fairly decent straight line speed, and I think it's a little bit better than the Porsche. So that's one advantage that we had throughout this race. And yeah, this corner here, always very fun. Very long left-hander, try to keep it under control, trail braking. Very easy to lose the car as well if you go in too fast, or if you go in too slow, you lose so much momentum. So yeah, that corner is very good. This corner right here, very easy to lose the car, especially as the weight shifts into the high speed. Very easy. This sector 3 here, one of my favorite corners. It just has a very nice flow to it. It is pretty tricky because it is off camber, but you do have to try your best to keep your car under control there. And yeah, as we go to the end of lap 1, tires are starting to warm up a little bit. Just need to start to get into a bit of a groove. We didn't lose any positions, we didn't get any damage, so yeah, so far so good. Into turn 1 again, into lap 2. Just trying to stay behind, just trying to get into a groove. Nothing crazy has happened yet, but yeah, we just have to keep going and ride on board. Gap is staying the same, just trying to keep the pressure on P1 a little bit, just stay with him. Into the hairpin now. Very tricky corner, very tricky, especially in the dirty air of the car in front. But here, you can see we got a little bit wide there. And in this game, especially with the penalty system, they are very strict, and you can see there we have 5/10 penalty, which is not ideal. But yeah, it is very common for people to get penalties here. So if it's just a 5/10 penalty. But another problem into this chicane, we cut the chicane a little bit too much again, and we get an extra 5/10. And now we have a 1-second penalty. That is by far not ideal, especially when you're racing guys that are this fast, because every 10th counts. And to lose 1 second, oh man, that was so painful to serve. But yeah, it is what it is. We're just going to move on and try to keep calm, because we know how fast we are in this car. So we just need to believe in ourselves, not to give up just yet, because it's easy to just like beat yourself up too much for getting a penalty. But you just really have to trust yourself, you know, find your groove, keep going, because it happens, you know, and you never know what happens ahead. This sector, in sector 3, our R8 felt very strong here. I was very happy with the weight balance, and I feel like I could take it better than the guys ahead there. Yeah, but moving on into lap 3, we served our penalty. We're still quite far behind. We can see 1.4 seconds there. yeah, it sucks. Without the penalty, would have been way closer. But we're just trying. I'm just trying my best to stay on pace because we set our PB 25-0 to the first sector. Take that hairpin very well there. So, oh, and we get a bit of oversteer though. So we're definitely gonna lose some time on the exit. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's just keep going. Because in this moment at time, I was like, how am I even gonna get back into the slipstream of these guys? But I just had to put my head down and continue to run my own race, focus on my lines, focus on my braking points, and just keep going. Because I know the pace is very strong. So even though we got a penalty early in the race, it's okay. We just have to keep going. Because right there you can see we started a purple sector 2. And the pace is very strong. I started to get into the groove, starting to feel more and more confident as the tires warm up after 2 laps. The car starts to feel very good. And in this sector here, I just felt very good. Very confident on the brakes, especially in these off-camber corners. I was very, very consistent in manipulating the car in a way that I could carry as much speed as possible to that section. So, yeah, it was very nice. Yeah, to the final corner here, very tricky to go deep there, especially in the dirty air of the car ahead. We move on to lap 4. We set a purple 55.8. As long as we were in the low 56s and the high 55s to mid 55s, that felt good. So the fact that we did a 55.8 on our 4th lap, going into the 4th lap, felt very good. So, and you can see we brought the gap down to P2 from 1.2 seconds to 5/10. So that means we are firmly back in the slipstream now. Another purple sector, which is good. As we get into the hairpin, both cars ahead of me go wide, and such a good exit. Now we're really on the pressure now because Black Lightning is feeling it. And we're straight behind, and we're trying to keep the groove and keep the pressure on. So as you can see, even though we got a penalty on lap 1, we just stuck to ourselves, focused on our lines, and now we're back into the groove. So it's not worth just giving up. But kind of hit Black Lightning there into the braking zone. That's something I was kind of struggling with into this race. When I was in the slipstream and I was getting a lot of overspeed, I was tending to hitting the car ahead a bit too much, but it's something I want to work on over time because it's very tricky to judge your braking when you have such a big slipstream and you're carrying so much overspeed. But yeah, let's keep going here. Getting towards the end of lap 4, 3rd sector now. Say it again, very strong sector for me. Just trying to keep it consistent. End of lap 4, we're going in. Grid exit, going towards turn 1. Pace is very strong right now, feeling confident. And at this point, no need to do anything crazy. Just focus on the lines, focus on the pace. And maybe the guys ahead will make a mistake. You never know. Let's just keep going. Into the hairpin on lap 5. Another purple sector 1. Try to brake consistently, get a good exit, but you can see the Porsche, man. Very good traction with that rear engine. But yeah, with our R8, very good straight line speed, so the time that we lose on the exit, we start to pull back a little bit as we go further in the straight. Braking into the chicane 150 board, and the slipstream is very tricky because we have a lot of overspeed and it's very easy to overshoot it or brake too early. But there we get another 5/10 penalty. And I didn't even see that one coming, but I think we just cut the first part of the chicane a bit too much, and that was very annoying because we had so much momentum now, and we get a 5/10 penalty, so that means we're going to get slowed down again. And it's very annoying when you're in a battle like this because you just want to stay with the leaders, right? But when you get a penalty, that momentum, it just gets taken away from you. So, yeah, it is what it is. Very easy to make a mistake, especially in a heated race like this. But yeah, we just have to keep going. Focus on the race, focus on the pace, focus on the braking points, follow my line, and yeah, you never know what happens ahead. You just need to keep focused. It's very easy to get distracted and be angry with yourself, but whenever you get mad at yourself too much for making a mistake and getting a penalty, you just lose even more speed. So whatever happens in the race, especially if that doesn't go your way, Just have to keep focus. But we can see the leader, Frank, there, goes into the pits. I thought that was fairly early, because for me, I usually like to pit after lap 7, end of lap 8, because I know my R8 has very good tire wear, so I really like to leave the pit stop as late as possible, because it gives us a huge advantage at the end of the race. But yeah, me and Black Lightning stayed out, and we were trying to push, get the overcut on Frank, and you can see here we're getting a run on Black Lightning. Try to go around the outside, braking. Yeah, he covered it off, but we try to go for a little bit of a switchback, and we get such a good exit. Now we have a good run on the straight on Black Lightning here. Even though I have a penalty, I try to be conservative, but yeah, we had such a good run, we're just gonna have to try to overtake him here. And yeah, he's not gonna fight that too much, breaking into the chicane. He probably let us go because he knew we had a penalty, so yeah. But we just had so much good momentum, we just need to try to lose as little time as possible. Serving another 5-10 penalty there. Really sucks, man, because you have such good momentum and they just take it away from you. Going into the long left-hander now, trying to get a good run. We didn't lose too much time, so we're still firmly in the slipstream. And let's see, Black Lightning, yeah, goes into the pits now. We are going to stay out. Yeah. At this point of the race, I was really trying to decide whether I should pit on lap 7, end of lap 7, or end of lap 8. But we're just going to try to push as hard as possible now that we have clean air. And we will definitely have a tire advantage over the front two, Black Lightning and Frank. So we have to make the most of it now. Now that we have clean air, let's just keep pushing and see where we come out when we pit. Breaking into the long left-hander, we're not too far off our PB, so that means we're still doing pretty good. Trying to get a good exit here. Just good. Just riding on board here. This lap was very important because every time you try to go into the pits, you have to try to push as hard as possible, even though sometimes your tires might be struggling. You see, we're getting a bit of understeer into the chicane, but we're doing our best and trying to lose as little time as possible to Frank, because we could also try to do an overcut, but it's always very tricky when your tires are a bit worn out. Into the long left-hander, we had 4/10 down on our PB. That means our tires are starting to scream a little bit, so we need to feel like we have to pit here, because yeah, if we stayed out a bit longer, I knew we were going to lose too much time. So at this point, I definitely decided to pit. Yeah, I just do my best to keep the car under control, because the tires are a bit worn at this point, so we cannot push as hard. Going in to the final corner, lining up the pit box, and yeah, now we box for the soft tire. So since Frank pitted on at the end of lap 5, I think we're going to have a 2.5 lap tire advantage, and we're going to see as we close out this race, that's going to make a huge difference, because the tire wear is pretty important right now. I think the daily race C had it preset to 4 times tire wear, which was pretty huge, so every lap counts that you stay out. So exiting the pits now. Let's see where we come out. It's going to be P2, it looks like. Yeah, and we can see Frank actually has a penalty now, and he's leading the race, right? So now that's going to be a huge factor, because he's going to lose a lot of momentum now. And as our tires are warming up, that's going to be great, because if he didn't get that penalty, we were going to lose quite a bit of time, because we were trying to warm up our tires, and he's been going the past 2 laps. So he's going to be very quick right now, but that penalty definitely going to help us out a lot. Braking to the big chicane. Tires are a bit cold, so it's hard to judge the braking zones. Try to get a good exit here. The car feels very good on the soft tire, but we just need to warm them up a little bit to really get the true pace out of them. As Frank serves his penalty there. I don't think neither of us, me and Black Lightning, we were not close enough to Frank to take advantage of that penalty, so he actually kept his lead, which was good for him. It's very easy to lose the lead when you get a penalty like that, because the game makes you lose so much momentum, especially if it's in the middle of a straight. Instead of 5/10ths, you tend to lose more than a second just due to you losing momentum. But yeah, it's good that Frank kept his lead there. Now getting towards the end of Sector 3 on the 8th lap. Tires are starting to warm up a little bit, so we're going to feel confident to start to push the car a bit more here. Yeah, just trying to conserve ourselves, not to get too close, but yeah, now as we get into lap 9, tires are starting to get warm, so now we're really gonna start to push it a little bit. Into turn 1, braking into the left-hander, trying to trail the car in, try to get a good exit here. Turns 2 and 3, felt very good here, really leaning on the car, trying to get a good run with acceleration there. You can see that 992 is very strong into the high-speed section as well. Lost a bit of time there, but we set our PB 24.8 from Sector 1 into the hairpin, trying to get a good exit. Looks very good, but the 992 very strong on the traction there. But as we said before, our R8 has better straight line speed and top end. Really gonna peel that back a little bit as we go through the straight. Braking into the chicane, in the slipstream, very tricky to overshoot the corner there, but yeah, I think we did that pretty good as we get in the exit. Try to get a good run without. It's very good, very good. As Frank gets another 5/10 penalty, that's going to be huge. So what we need here is to just stay close as possible so that we can get the position back. Braking into the long left-hander. Oh, we went the slipstream, but we kind of hit black lighting again. That was not good. It's not fair to do that, but yeah, I'm still learning a little bit. Especially when you're following another car, it's very tricky to judge the braking zone. But yeah, hopefully we didn't do too much damage to black lighting there. Sector 3 now, trying to stay close to the 2 cars ahead. Trying to not over push the car, because it's very easy to damage your tires when you push too hard in behind another car. But yeah, we're just gonna keep going here. Braking into turn 1, very good, training the car in and trying to get a good exit, very good. Lap 10, PB 54.9. You can do much better than that, so let's see what we can do on the legs now. Into turn 1, very good one. You can see Frank goes a little bit wide there, so we're gonna try to control the car in this dirty air and try to carry as much speed as possible in these corners. Into turn 3, you can see we have a very good run on black lighting here. He tries to cover the inside, but we actually force this up on the inside. Tried to make the dive bomb, but nah, he outbrakes us. We think better of it. Tried to get a better exit here. Very good coming out of the hairpin. Let's see if we can make the move here. It's very important. Oh, okay. Now I see. I didn't plan on overtaking him on lap 10 because I thought it was a bit too early, so we're just going to bump draft black lighting a little bit here. Tried breaking into the chicane. We have a lot of slipstream, so we broke a little bit early, but I think it was a bit too early, so we lost a bit of momentum into the chicane. But we're just gonna try to claw that time back on the exit, but it wasn't the best, so black lighting definitely gained some time on us there. And as we can see, Frank is going to serve his penalty and black lighting is going to inherit the lead. Let's see if we're close enough to take the position from Frank. Yes, we are. Now we're going to get P2. That's very good. Exiting the long left-hander now, trying to push the car as out as we can, because you can see black lighting is trying to pull away from us a little bit here, because he knows this is the best time to pull away in the race with 2 laps to go. Into sector 3, trying to break deep. We know how quick we are here. We carry so much speed, trying to control the car here, so it is very good. I felt very good in this sector. Very good race so far. Gliding the car into the last turn here. Short shift into second gear, trying to get a good exit. As I said, a 55.2, not the best lap time, because I think I started to get much faster throughout the week, but this race was way too good. Into turn 2, the high-speed section. R8 was very good here. I felt like it carries so much more momentum than black lighting there in the lead. And you can see Frank behind us starting to struggle on his tires a little bit. The gap went from 4/10 to 9/10, so that early pit stop's definitely starting to come back at him in a little bit here. And we're only getting faster and faster because we have 2 lap pressure tires, so we need to take advantage of this. Onto the main straight now. Let's see if we're going to make a move because we're in the slipstream. And yeah, we thought of it. Otherwise, I don't know if I should have overtaken him on this lap here because I felt like I definitely had the pace to pull away from him. But I just thought otherwise. I really wanted to do it on the last lap just in case he was going to try to do the same thing. But I definitely think I was wrong there. I think we definitely had more pace. So I should have tried to overtake him in that chicane. But it is what it is. We're just going to try to stay close into the long left-hander. We hit Black Lightning again. It's so hard to judge the braking zone in the slipstream. As I flash my hazard lights there just to let him know that I'm sorry. Yeah, it's very annoying when you do that because you definitely want to try to keep the race as clean as possible, but yeah, it's fine. We just need to stay close to him, try to keep it as clean as possible. Just don't take him out, that's for sure, but yeah, definitely try to keep it cleaner. Getting very close here to Black Lightning as we enter the final corner onto the final lap now. Our objective here, my objective was just try to stay as close as possible. Keep the car nice and tidy into turn 1 as we brake, try not to overshoot the corner, nicely hit the apex there, try to get a good exit. Now as we go to turn 2 and the high speed section of turn 3, trying to carry as much speed as possible. Going to see if we're going to get a good run here, but we're not quite close enough. But you can see here we're just going to try to fake a dive bomb there and see if he's going to react, but he did. So now we're going to try to get into the hairpin, get a good exit. Now you can see we have a very good run. Let's see what we're going to do here. We have to overtake him now because this is the last lap. We cannot hold back. We have he's indicating left, so that means he's kind of letting us go here. But I know what he's going to try to do. He's definitely going to try to switch back us into the second straight after the chicane. Braking, trying to control the car, not overshoot it. I think we did a decent there, could have been better, but now the exit is going to be the most important part. Do we get a good run? It is a decent run, but that Porsche has very good traction, so let's see if we're going to defend here. Doesn't look like it's going to be close enough, so now we're just going to go to the end of the race. We just need to keep it clean, but the pressure, let me tell you right now, the pressure was so high in this situation. We just have to keep it clean, but he's very, very close in that Porsche. As we said in this section here, I went a little bit deep because the pressure was so high, so I was focused so much on the car behind me, but thank goodness we had enough of a gap so that he couldn't overtake us. As we almost get to the end of the race now, pushing as hard as we can. The pressure is still on. Let's see, is he gonna make a dive out there? Went a bit deep and he hits us. He actually hits us. But we managed to keep it and bring it home. Oh, what a race, guys. One of the best races I've had on this game, man. This track, just very fun. One of the tracks that I know best on this game, on Gran Turismo 7. And GG's to Black Lightning and Frank. It was such a good race. And yeah. Hopefully I have more races like this, and I'll see you guys next time for more GT7 videos.